I mentioned earlier that we have one more step that we need to take before these boards go through that planer. So this is a very important step. If you miss any little bits of metal, nail heads, or copper wire that are left behind from when these boards were filled with nail holes, that can damage your equipment. It could also hurt you. So I have got my little Wizard 2 metal detector that I got off of Amazon for fairly cheap. I've got this set up and fine-tuned, and I'm going to check for any bits of metal that are left behind. So here's a board that looks like I thoroughly cleared for nails, and I'm just going to check the board, and it shows right already that I missed something. So if I turn the board around, there's a nail that I missed because the nail head was not showing. So I'm going to do this over every board, both sides, before any of these go through my planer, so that I don't have to replace expensive planer blades. All right, so I'm going to do that now and take care of any of these little bits that can hurt me or destroy my tools. All right, see you at the end of that. And I have already found two little bits of copper wire from the nail gun that are so tiny that I'm never going to be able to pick that up with my eye. So, Little Wizard saves me again. Got one there, one here. That's why this step is very important. I like to plane in groups so that every once in a while I can give the planer motor a rest, because this is not exactly an industrial machine. This is very much a shop planer. So I'm going to give the motor a rest, clean up my shavings, and also because I went in groups of length size. So this will be one group. I know that these are exactly the same thickness, exactly the same length for the most part. And then I will move on to my next round, which will be my slightly longer boards, and I will keep going until this board is piled, and I will check in with you at the end. I finished 3 rounds of planing. I've already got a good stack of finished lumber building up. I only have one more stack to go from the 2x4 pallet that we broke up earlier, and I wanted to point a couple things out. So, from this stack, this 3-inch stack that I got from one of the more difficult pallets, this is a more finished look. I went all the way down to a nice flat surface, took took away a lot of the imperfections, and you can see that even though this is pallet wood, there's some really cool grain going on in this. I got this knot, this nice feature here. So this is definitely pine, and this is going to be a really useful stack of lumber. Next, I have some pieces. I don't remember which one this came off of. I think it was possibly the same pallet, but you can see here that this piece is definitely a hardwood, which is one of the nice things about using pallet wood is it's not junk. This is I'm guessing this is oak because it's so hard and it's red and the grain structure. I'm guessing this is a nice piece of oak. I got about 6 or 7 pieces of this, which is gonna it's a great find. It's gonna cost a lot of money if I tried to buy that in one of the big boxes. Lastly, I had some of these long pieces that I left them semi-planed, so I only half planed these because once I started to cut these down, you can see that the saw marks from the mill are still there, and I got about half of them, which I think is a really cool feature when I put this into a rustic project. This is going to look great. I've got a whole bunch of pieces that I was just looking at them as I was going, and I was like, you know what, I should just leave that alone. So here's another one with the saw marks. So one more. I just left that as is, and when I use these and stain them, this is going to look really cool. So pay attention to your wood and see what you got and figure out for your purposes what's going to be the best use for each stack or piece that you get. One more group of lumber to go, and then this will be done. All right, and that's a wrap for planing day. Look at this awesome haul of lumber that I got completely for free. These long boards here are 43 inches by just over 3. And I've got 3, 6, I've got 10 of these in this stack alone. I also took the liberty of finishing up one of the shorter boards by cutting the ends off and running this through my joiner, which you could do if you need to get some of the rough stuff off of the sides too, to make this basically like a complete S4 board. Although, why would you? Because this is free lumber, it's rustic, you can use it for finishing projects, but a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be using this for is going to have that rustic look, so I want to keep some of it. That last batch that I ran through the planer, I also did like a half plane on it because look at the live edge on this stuff. It looks really cool the way it is. I just want to get it a little bit flat so I can use some of that live edge and keep that rustic look, but also have relatively flat boards. And as a little bit of bonus, I got some reclaimed nails, which I probably will use in a future project. And I got some bonus hardwood, probably oak for nothing. So there you have it. Free project wood. All it takes is a little bit of time and some effort. This whole project took me about 5 hours from start to finish. From the first moment you saw me talking to right now, this whole thing took half a day. A great way to get free rustic lumber for your projects, whether to give them an interesting look or because you're just starting out and you want to cut some costs and practice your craft. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And I will see you next time in the shop. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.